want you to look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, Jesus is a rock in the weary land. Yeah, that's what Isaiah 32 says. Let's do it real big together. Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Yeah.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Hallelujah. Come on, let's talk about him. He's a shelter
He's a shelter
in the time of storm.
time of storm.
He'll be there.
He'll be there when everything goes wrong.
Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
Jesus is a rock in a weary
Come on, let's do it again from the top. You know it. Say, Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Come on.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
I love him today. He's a shelter.
Shelter
Yeah.
in the time of storm.
He'll be there
He'll be
when
there
everything goes wrong.
everything goes wrong.
Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
I know. Jesus.
Jesus is a rock in a weary
Come on,
land.
let's go out. He's a rock. He's a rock. Come on.
Rock of shelter.
Yeah. He's a rock of shelter.
Rock of shelter.
He's been a hiding place. He's a rock. He's a rock.
Rock of shelter.
Yeah. He's a rock. He's a rock.
He's a rock of shelter.
Yeah. Come on, one more time. Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock in a weary
Yeah.
land.
I know I'll be a rock for myself.
Jesus is a rock in a
Yeah.
weary
Let's do that bridge one more time. He's a rock. He's a rock. Come on.
of shelter.
Yes, yeah. He's a rock. He's a rock. Yeah. Yeah. He's a rock. He's a rock. Come on.
Rock of shelter.
He's a strong tower. He's a rock. Yeah.
He's a rock of shelter.
Hallelujah. Come on, say, Jesus is a rock. Come on.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land.
Yes, sir. Jesus is it.
Jesus is a rock in a weary
Let's go all the way down. Every soprano. Jesus is a rock. Come on. Hey, Jesus. Let me hear all the sopranos say Jesus. There you go. Jesus. Come on, altos, join them. Say,
Jesus is a rock.
come on, it's just a choir song. Say,
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. Come on.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus.
Everybody take your paw. Say, Jesus.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
In a weary land. Say,
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. Let's go up.
rock.
Yeah, Jesus.
Jesus is a rock.
I know that Jesus
Jesus is a rock.
in a rock of shelter.
Jesus is a rock.
He's a rock of ages.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
He's a firm foundation
Jesus is a rock.
on which I can stand.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is
Come
a
on.
rock.
Yeah, Jesus.
Jesus is a rock.
Somebody clap your hands
Jesus is a rock.
and say, Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock.
I know from his head.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. Come on.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. Hey,
Jesus is a rock.
good God Almighty.
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. One more time. Emma, we got one more key chain. Jesus.
Jesus is a rock.
Hey, come on and say,
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. Hey,
Jesus is a rock.
rock in a weary land. Say,
Jesus is a rock.
rock in a weary land. Hey,
Jesus is a rock.
I know my Jesus. Jesus is a rock. Hey,
Jesus is a rock.
Jesus is a rock. Let's get out of here. Jesus.
In a weary
Jesus.
Jesus is a rock.
That's
In
it.
a weary